Hello, and welcome to the Anipa, or Ani Pari Pari, wrap-up, and it is winter, and it is cold outside, and I am joined by...
Me, Rachelle.
Yeah! I also am Spiral. Whoops.
I realized afterwards saying me didn't mean anything.
Oh, yeah.
Me!
Well,
oh, man.
Once again, flawless execution.
Flawless. Much professional.
Flawless.
Such podcast.
Much professional, yes.
I have to confess that since this is the winter wrap-up podcast, all I can think about is winter wrap-up, like that My Little Pony song from years ago.
Oh my gosh, that is an old song
I
now.
I know. It's really old, but it feels like it's not. I feel like it wasn't that long ago, but it was actually
It was only yesterday when I watched this show that no one watches anymore.
Do people still watch? I don't even know. I
feel like this is off topic because this is an anime. Our anime audience has left.
I know. That's true. I guess. I don't know.
I was like, I came for this anime podcast and they were just talking about ponies or whatever.
To be fair, though, I think a lot of people that like anime liked ponies. I don't know. Maybe
that's the question of the day. But anyway, so Rachelle, it is winter and the season is over. It's warming up now. There are flowers and, well, the anime was passable, if anything. So why don't we just talk about it?
Quote unquote passable.
Passable.
Yeah. Passable. Yeah. So this is our discussion of what we actually watched, because we do our other podcast where we watch every first episode, but this is like, okay, these are the shows we actually survived through and how we felt about them.
Yeah, it's like a war story of sorts. But if you haven't listened to our other one, you should totally listen to it because it is super long and it's great. So
it's super
do
long.
It anyway.
It's great. Yeah.
And then you can come back and watch this one. It'll be great. Or
yeah, and
it
see
doesn't really
the whole
matter.
see full circle. And
first full service.
Full circle. And we're coming soon with our spring first episode. At a glance podcast too. That'll be
awesome.
Coming very soon, actually, because we're behind because someone got sick.
I wonder who that could be. I am a picturesque of health. Picturesque isn't the right word, is it?
I am the picturesque.
Probably just was picture of health, right?
So basically, we're gonna try our very best to not spoil you guys on anything like huge in the shows. I mean, obviously, we're going to be talking about them as whole. So just know that, like, if you are listening to this and you haven't watched a show that we talk about, you might get a little spoiled. But if we're gonna talk about like a big spoiler, we'll make sure to say like, "Hey guys, like spoiler before I say this, but this is what I'm gonna talk about."
Yes.
So we also don't talk about any of the sequels or shows that are carrying over into this current season. So stuff that is longer, so like stuff that's more than one core. So if it was longer than 12 or 13 episodes, you won't be hearing us talk about that on this. Also sequels, which is kind of just like our general rule. We're not going to talk about sequels in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe another day.
I know. We could do like a sequels podcast at one point. That'd be fun.
Sequel session.
So do you want to talk about what you watched? And
I will go through my list.
All right.
And then you can go for yours.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, so this season was a fun season for me. I didn't really watch a lot, so that was great. I got to live. Okay, so I watched ACCA. I'm not going to do the rest, like 13 District Fun Times or whatever. I watched Demi-chan, which was interviews with Monster Girls, which I messed up last time I said it, but I got it this time. And I got Kobayashi-san's Maid Dragon, and I got Kuzu no Honkai, and then I carried over Nanbaka 2017 and Yomichi Pedal, but also I'm not talking about Little Witch, but I am going to talk about Onihei because I also watched that. Boom, your turn.
Woo! Okay, so I also didn't watch very much this season. This was like, honestly, this season and the season before were two of our like smallest seasons in a really long time. And I feel like with spring, we're back into like anime hell again.
We're back to hell, yeah.
which is both nice and like, oh crap, I have a lot to watch. But it's nice to have
and
quality.
Also, we're in hell. Yeah,
I know. Okay, so I also watched ACCA, and I also watched Demi-chan interviews with Monster Girls, and then I watched Handshakers. And I can't wait to talk about that one. And Kuzu no Honkai. And then I'm still watching Little Witch, which is carrying over. And I also watched Sangatsu no Lion and Yomushi Pedal, which is also carrying over. But we're not talking about those because they are sequels. So I think we can just kind of go right into it and start off with ACCA.
we can.
So ACCA was like, if you guys don't know, it's like it's a show where there's this guy and he kind of does like testing for different districts and stuff. Like he goes and like makes like inspections. That's the word I'm looking for. I was like, what's the word? Inspections.
He does testings.
He's just testing. No, I know. I meant inspections.
He tests the piece of the land.
That's kind of just like a really one-sentence synopsis of what the show is.
Yeah.
Also, there's like construction in my apartment, so if you can hear that, I'm really sorry.
It's okay. We'll work on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so ACCA was like my weird show this season, I feel like. Because it was I feel like I always have that one show where I'm like on the fence about it. Up until episode like 4 or 5, and then I'm like, I guess I'm watching it because it's episode 4 and I'm not stopping.
Yeah, once you get halfway, you're like, you know what, I might as well just get to the end.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with ACCA at first for me. Like, because I think I watched the first 3 episodes and I was like, this is cool. Like, I liked the characters a lot and I thought the world was really cool, but the plot was kind of slow. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you also fell behind because you were really busy. And so I was like, Spiral, watch this with me because we're both like behind and it's a struggle. And so we watched like 4 episodes of it because we'd fallen behind together. And then I got like super into it. Like, holy crap. Because like, okay, this is going to be more in-depth, like kind of spoilers. So tune out if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's more plot stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like once the Kuzu stuff started and we kind of learned who the main character, is it John or Jean? Like I can never.
It's Jean in
this one. It's Jean. Okay,
yeah.
I know because it's John in Attack on Titan, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit different in Attack on Titan, but anyway.
Yeah. So Jean, like once you realized who he really was and stuff like that, I was so much more invested in the show, and I was really invested in like the whole Kuzu thing and just like how it went, and I like loved it by the end. Like I would be so hyped to watch this with you every week because I was just like, oh my god, it's so interesting, and like just the political drama that it had going on was like really fascinating to me. And I thought the last episode was like brilliantly executed. I definitely won't say what happens in the last episode because it's such a great like twist. I honestly super recommend it. Like it was so great. I thought like by episode like 6 or so, I was like really hooked to this one, like completely.
You were?
Yeah, I was. Because you'd always know, we have this joke that Spiral always knows when I'm super into a show because I won't talk as much. Like if I'm into it, I like am super focused on watching it. And if I'm like casually watching it, I'll kind of like make jokes while we watch and stuff. And like towards the end of ACCA, I was like, we have to be so quiet all the time.
He's like, shh, shh, shh,
shh. Stuff's happening.
Stuff is happening.
What did you think of this show?
Yeah. So I love shows like this because even though shows are really slow and episodic-ish, like once it got past that kind of stage of being like, oh, we're just gonna go district to district, there was an overarching plot which went with it, so that made it a bit more exciting.
Yeah.
So I really did enjoy that part of it, and that's when you started to get really into it.
I know.
Once like the overarching plot came along, like he was still having the episodic nature of going from district to district, like through his like audit,
right?
But it was like there was something like looming overhead, so that was like more intense, and there was like suspense in what was happening. So I super love the show. It's got a super good cast, and even though it's a massive cast, like even like at the end, all the characters come back. Like, well, this is like a whole wrap up, and I'm like, I don't know who any of you people are, but I appreciate that you are here. I recognize you. You're from that district, one of the 13. And I'm like, okay, well, I appreciate you were there through this journey with me. Thank you. But yeah, I super loved it. It's really fun. There's a lot of cool colors, and it's just really great.
The animation is so fantastic.
Also, the winner of the only good song this season.
Yes! Oh my gosh, true. I forgot completely about that. Yeah, by far the best opening song. Oh, it was so great.
Such a good song.
I saw somebody comparing it to Baccano's opening, because it had kind of similar feel. Like, I mean, there's no words in the Baccano opening, it's just instrumental, but like it has a similar feel to it, and I was like, yeah.
It has the same kind of like jazzy
yeah, like
kind of background,
and like just the kind of the animation for the opening had a similar feel to it too. I think.
Yeah, it has that kind of like
here are all the
pop party kind of style. It has that kind of like gradient over it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
really
great.
Cool. Such a good show.
It is such a good show.
Go watch it. So, it's real good.
Much recommend.
Much recommend.
This is a show that I wouldn't mind rewatching, because I'd want to see.
I wouldn't mind rewatching it again, because I feel like there's a lot of details in there you'd miss.
Yeah, and like now that you know the whole like thing and you know the ending, it would be cool to go back and like pick out little things that were like leading to that and be like, oh,
yeah,
that was
like the foreshadowy stuff.
Yeah, so that's cool. I think that would be awesome. Yeah. So yes, highly recommend. Would you like to talk about the next one?
Yes, next up we are talking about Demi-chan.
Woo!
Our interviews with Monster Girls. And we both watched this. And we watched it together, which was super fun, because much like with ACCA, where Rachelle couldn't watch it alone, I couldn't watch this one alone. Like, if you had told me I had to watch Demi-chan alone, I wouldn't have finished it, probably.
Really?
Probably one of those shows that I would probably left, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll pick this up later, 5 years from now. Prince of Stride. So, yeah, so if you don't know what Demi-chan is about, it is about a group of girls who are half human and half of another supernatural kind of species, like vampire or Dullahan or a snow woman, which is a Japanese folklore tale, or a succubus. And yeah, all these girls are being interviewed by another teacher who is a biology teacher, is really passionate about the subject of half human, like hybridy kids and people, and how they fit into society, and how being half human and half another species can affect them in everyday life. And it's super cute. Like, that's one thing about it, that it's super awesome. Like, I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did. It's not, I would say it is episodic, so it should have been something I really enjoyed, but there was something about it that I didn't quite click to at first. But I super enjoyed it in the end. Like, all the characters are very likable, some more than others, but Rachelle liked everyone, so it didn't really matter for Rachelle.
I did like everybody.
But, yeah, there was like 2 or 3 I didn't like, and I was like, well, it's worth it if I just look at the ones that I do like, because like they're in it too, and I can focus on them. Just ignore that other person in the corner. But yeah, it was super fun, and I'm glad I watched it. How about you, Rachelle?
Yeah, no, it was really cute. Demi-chan was one of the shows that I also didn't expect to like based on the description of it, I thought it was going to be like a harem, basically. I was like, oh, this is going to be like a weird harem-y show, like with the teacher. Like, I thought that's what it was kind of going to be, but it really wasn't that. Like, I mean, there were definitely like some of the characters definitely had a crush on him, but it was really like wholesome. Like, it didn't feel like weird, you know, that harem-y style thing where it feels really like, I don't know, like over the top.
Yeah, it was a show that focused heavily on just girls and one male, so obviously it kind of had that theme feel about it.
Yeah, and usually there's like a lot of fan service and stuff, but it just felt more like a slice of life rather than a harem, like, because they were kind of just existing in the world, and like it was obvious that some of the girls liked him, but it wasn't like, oh my god, like, who's he gonna pick, like that kind of feel that harems often give, you know.
Yeah, it was definitely like high school crush kind of territory.
It was really, and it was cute. Like it was like well done, I thought. Yeah, I liked all the characters, to be honest. I thought they were all really likable and really lovable. I mean, like, I don't think it's not a show that I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna remember Demi-chan forever, and it was so amazing.
Yeah, I probably
won't
watch it again
Yeah, like I don't know if I'd rewatch it. Like it wasn't like wow, but I super enjoyed the experience of it. Like I thought it was great. You know what I mean? It was just really fun, and I'm really happy that we watched it together because it was just kind of like a casual, cute show to watch together. So if you're looking for something kind of like cute and fun and not really super dramatic, this is totally the show for you. It was really adorable.
Yeah, it's super good.
It was really cute. Also, can I just say one of the highlights of this season was when you were watching this on Crunchyroll in like HD for the like you would watch it was like the first time you'd watched it in HD or whatever, and you were like, the water looks so amazing. She was like so floored by how amazing the water in the opening looked like when they ran through the puddle. She was like, wow, it was so funny.
To be fair, I've never watched anime in HD before because my internet is terrible, and I was like, it's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna experience the amazingness of anime in HD. Woe is me and my sad life. And then it happened. I got to watch HD anime.
Oh, it was so funny.
It was good. Like the colors are really bright. Like
yes,
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Especially in that show in particular, that the colors were very vibrant.
Yeah, the colors are really, really good in that show. Is it a one-picture show? Probably.
You know, I have the little chart, so I'm gonna. Yeah, it was a one-picture. You're right.
I thought so. It was very bright.
It was very bright. Yeah, it was so cute, so cute. Okay, so I'm going to move on to talk about a show that I watched, but Spiral did not.
Oh man, I get to question you and your life choices. I can't wait.
I mean, you probably should. So Handshakers is next. For people that don't know.
What is it about? I'm genuinely interested.
Okay, so I'm genuinely interested. Wow. Okay, so Handshakers is about a boy and a girl who...
That narrows it down.
Yeah, I know. The girl is like in this coma, and the boy finds her. I guess they don't meet because she's like not awake. He finds her.
Whoa.
I know, and takes her hand, and then they become handshakers, which are like these pairs of people who go into this like alternate dimension and fight, and like the winner of this big fight will get to quote unquote meet God. Okay. And meet God and like make a wish if they challenge and win against God.
So you don't even get the wish unless you beat God himself.
I think so. I don't know. It was really unclear. I mean,
that seems like a really unfair fight, to be honest.
Spoiler alert, like huge spoiler. They don't get to meet God at the end. Like I'm pretty sure it like they just like
does it end open-endedly?
Kind of. Like I feel like there are other handshakers that they didn't beat, I think.
Then what was the point?
I don't know.
What's the point if they didn't get to meet God?
I know, it's a great question you bring up. Yeah, like they were kind of just like, we're gonna still be handshakers. Like it was one of those things where it's like, and we will keep fighting until we meet God. Like
come on.
That kind of thing, I think. I love come on. So like first off, I watched this show. I had faith in the show because I am a huge fan of K. Like K is one of my favorite shows, and it's made by the same like team, which I discovered that it's actually only made by like part of their team later. Like I found out it's only made by like some of the people on the Gohan's team or whatever, or Gora. Mm-hmm. And so I think the people that make K good were gone from this.
They just left.
They were just like, this is a disaster project. We're going to work on the more K material that's coming out later in 2018. So that's what they were doing.
And Rachelle was like, oh man, more K.
And I'm excited for more K. But they're doing an idol I'm so excited. Anyways, that's for a later day. But like, yeah, so I had faith in this show because I was like, oh man, it's gonna be like super good. You know, in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Because like, and then I was like, okay, it was kind of weird. I also really like stuff where people have like bonds and stuff like that. Like, I'm very fascinated.
Much Kizuna, much.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Like, I love like that, like being like bonded to a person and stuff like that. So like that's really interesting and fascinating to me. So I had so much faith that maybe it would get better because like, especially with Kay, like at first it's kind of confusing, and then as you go on, you get more into it and you know more about the world, so you like it more and whatever. So I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be like that sort of situation. It was not. It was not at all. It was so, oh my god, it was so bad. The pairs of people were like super underdeveloped. Like they didn't really like take the time to really have you get to know some of the characters. And like the ones that they did develop, one pair I did like, they were like this like adult man and woman, and they like worked at this restaurant and they were cute. I liked them. But then one was like the student council president and her brother, and she was like 100% in love with her brother, like hardcore like incest, which is like, I hate that like a lot. Like that's one of my least favorite tropes. I think it's so gross. It's incest. No, it's just disgusting. It really just doesn't do it for me. I have this thing where if I'm almost done with the show, I might as well just keep going. And I think that happened around episode like 6 or 7, the incest. And I was like, I want to stop. Like, that's how bad it was at that point. I was like, I want to stop. But I was like, no, I only have like 5 episodes left. I'm just going to like hold out. And oh my God, it was just so bad. Towards the end, there was one episode that showed like the girl's backstory, because the whole time she like doesn't friggin' talk. And so you're like sitting there and you're like,
she doesn't talk?
No, like not until the end. Like the last like 3 episodes, she finally talks like frequently, but she like barely talks in the beginning of the show. Like she's just kind of like, she just doesn't really talk. And then finally she like has a character, because they like kind of reveal her backstory, which her backstory was actually like interesting. And like the last 2 episodes were like sort of okay until like the end of the last episode, because then it just got so convoluted and was like didn't make any sense. So overall, also the animation was like really ambitious but real bad. It was weird.
Ambitious but real bad.
It was weird though, because like some of it was like really cool, and the designs and stuff were like very beautiful. Like the colors were really vibrant and stuff. But sometimes they do this like fisheye lens and like this weird 3D like mashup, and it just didn't work. Like it just didn't. Like I appreciated what they were trying to do. I just don't think it was quite there yet. So yeah, overall, Handshakers was not good. I would not watch it again, and I would not recommend it. Like it was. I would
not recommend.
It was really,
0 out of 10.
It was really, really bad. Really bad. You were right. Basically, don't watch this show.
I was right. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny because I went into it having a feeling it was going to be bad. You know what I mean? Like I didn't go.
You did know what it was going to be from episode 1, so I feel like you weren't like Luck and Logic where you thought that it was going to be amazing.
Where like for like a hot minute I thought Luck and Logic was going to be good. Yeah. No, I mean,
yeah.
I went into Handshakers being like, this is probably not going to be good, but I kept like watching it because I kept wanting to watch it because I was just like trying to have faith in it. So
yeah, I guess you were looking for that kind of K magic.
I was, and it just didn't happen, which like is fine. Not every show from every studio is a hit. You know what I mean? Just because I like one show from a studio doesn't mean it's going to be a hit. Everything they do. But it was
life lessons.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it was a special experience. I'm happy that it's over.
You didn't regret watching it, do you?
I don't really. I mean, I don't. It wasn't that enjoyable.
It wasn't good or enjoyable, or I don't have any fond memories. But
I wouldn't say I regret watching it, because I would have watched it no matter. Like, there's nothing like I wouldn't like. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, if I had known, I would never have started it. You know what I mean? But just because of like the situation with this show, I know no matter what, I probably would have suffered through it no matter what.
I see. Okay.
So I don't
was just
super
curious.
regret watching it. But also, I feel
Good
like
to know, though.
I feel like every season, you got to have that one show that you're like, I have faith in this. And then as it goes on, you're like, why did I do this to myself? And then at the end, you're like,
Sorry, I have faith in this. I was wrong.
Yeah. I feel like every season I have to have my, like, I was wrong show.
That's okay.
I know.
We never learn, but it's okay.
It's okay.
We strive on.
We keep pushing forward. We're so
We
anime.
do it so you don't have to.
Yeah, and then you can learn not to watch Handshakers.
And you too can cry at anime.
Or you can suffer too and lament with us, either or.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, so do you want to talk about Dragon Maid?
Yes, I watched Dragon Maid. I had the pleasure of watching Kobayashi-san's Dragon Maid, which Rachelle skipped out on.
I am satisfied with that decision, to be honest. But
Are you
can
actually?
talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say what I feel at the end.
Okay, well, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is the best show. I think it was one of my favorites this season. It was very good. Yeah, it was. It was very good. It was lighthearted, and it was like, I knew it was kind of trashy and weird, but like it was really funny, and it was really heartfelt in those little moments, and I really loved all the characters and their little relationships. Some were a little weird, I admit that, but it's okay. I really liked it. Like, the characters are really fun. Like, there's a character called Fafnir, and he comes in later on, and he's just like a massive weeb, and I love him so much.
Oh, I heard about that character.
He's so funny. He just comes in like this really serious Daisuke Ono kind of character, and he's like, humans are the worst. And then he moves in with a weeb, and he's like, man, online gaming, want to do that for the rest of my life, aka eternity. And he's like, okay. Because he's a demon, he doesn't need to sleep, so he just like games all night. And I'm like, that's really relatable. Like, there's like little details and like little stuff like that makes it really fun. There's an episode where they have like a Comic-Con like table, and that's a really good episode. Like, it's such a fun show. I'm really sad you didn't watch it. Honestly, I feel like you would have really enjoyed it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's really cute. The relationships are great. The characters are great. This is one of these shows that I probably would recommend to people, and I probably would watch it again because it's just really fun.
Really?
It is. It's really fun, and I feel like it's one of those shows I will remember for a long time. It's very distinctive, and it's great. Yeah, and I'm really sad you didn't watch it, but I definitely think you should watch it. It's real fun.
Yeah, I mean, because I have a friend who also said similar things as you, like it was done really well, and that the relationship between Kobayashi and the dragon girl, I don't know anybody's names because I only watched like 2 episodes, was like really
Toru.
Great. Okay, Toru. Okay, they were like really great and well done and stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know, it just sat weird with me. And like, I heard that there was some like weird scenes about the little girl too.
Oh yeah, that's the one relationship that was a little bit weird, but it's like childhood crush kind of weird, but it's like that kind of moe kind of fan service stuff, but it's like it's really funny.
Yeah, I guess I just like, I don't know, it didn't grab me. And I was also feeling like it was kind of fetishy, for lack of a better word, but I don't know if that's
a fair comment. But I feel like those moments are very fleeting, and there's a lot of good in it.
Yeah,
aside from those
things. Honestly, it's definitely, as of right now, after this one season, it's definitely a contender for like my list of the end of the year podcast where we're like shows I wish I had watched. Yeah, it's definitely on my like, I maybe missed out on this list. So it's possible I could go back to it.
Yeah, the relationship between Kobayashi and Toru is like the highlight of that entire show, and it's like really good.
All I know is there was like this one scene that I saw on Tumblr one time where like she jumps out of a cake on TV.
Oh my god, that's such a funny scene.
And that looked like really funny. So I was like, maybe
that's super funny.
On this. I go back and forth with being like, maybe I missed out on this one, to like, no, I don't think I did. It's like really weird.
It's so great.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
I did. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Would watch again.
Cool. I'm impressed. I don't know, because it kind of didn't seem like
I am impressed.
Well, it kind of didn't seem like your type of show, and then...
No, yeah, I feel like if we didn't do these things where we watch one of everything, I probably would have skipped this show.
Yeah.
Just from, like, what the image was and, like, what the description. You'd never judge an anime by its cover image, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally get that. I mean, I probably would have skipped Demi-chan, to be honest, if we didn't watch
I would have also skipped Demi-chan.
The first episodes. I mean, there's stuff I'm watching this current season that we'll get into that I would have done that with too. Like, there's some couple shows where I'm like, oh, I would not have even have tried this one if I had, like, not done this. So I love doing the first episode thing because I do think it helps me find shows I wouldn't normally find.
Such as Yomushi Pedal. I would never watch Yomushi Pedal if I didn't do this, which is what would my life be about Yomushi Pedal?
Man,
but anyway, that's another story.
You really converted me on that one. That's funny.
Gosh, so great.
I know,
but anyway,
it is really
we're not
great.
talking about Yomushi Pedal.
I feel like we need to have a podcast where we just talk about Yomushi Pedal.
Sequel session.
We really should. It'll be great. Okay, so the next show on our list, are you good, by the way? I kind of just...
I'm fine, okay. Yeah, if we're good.
Is Kuzu no Honkai. Which... Kuzu no Honkai was about a boy and a girl who they're like dating each other, but they're both in love with two different people, but they each know that they're in love with two different people, and they're kind of like joint using each other to like be in this relationship and like basically like feel like they're in love but not actually be in love. And it's like also kind of sexual and stuff like that too, so there's like a lot of physical stuff going on. And then it gets like more complicated because both of them like kind of, spoilers alert for this, they kind of like cheat on each other and stuff like that. So it's very like drama and intense. But Scandals. But yeah, I really loved this show, to be honest. I mean, it was definitely dramatic. Like, it had the dramatic flair to it, you know? But I thought that was like so interesting. I don't know, like I thought the relationships in it were so interesting. I thought it was really different from a lot of drama that is happening. Like the typical shoujo drama. Like, I don't know, it had like a lot more maturity to it in a way. And I don't know if that's just because there was like sexual stuff involved in it too, but it was really fascinating. I don't know, like I super loved this. This was one of the ones I like looked forward to every week. Like all the characters, it was funny because I really like hated all the characters, but in the way that like I wanted to watch them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I did end up liking the main girl at the end. I thought out of all of them, she like developed the most and kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, she kind of like, I felt that she grew the most as a character. Like, even at the end, she was still a little like frustrating, but I felt that she grew and changed the most. But like, even the one guy who I thought was like a good guy and I really liked him, like, I thought, spoilers, like his choice of marriage was like really weird to me, and I was like really angry.
Right.
So I don't know, but like it was still so fascinating to watch. Like the teacher woman, like the episodes in her perspective were so fascinating and just interesting. She was an amazing character. Yeah, so I really loved it. I know you kind of had a different experience with this show, though.
I did.
But that was your fault.
That was my fault. No. I can't say it wasn't Kuzu no Honkai's fault, because it kind of was. But, yeah. So I also watched Kuzu no Honkai, and I enjoyed it a great deal. I really enjoyed it. So much so that I decided I'm going to read the manga all the way to the end. Now, the manga hadn't ended yet, so obviously there was no way for me to find out the end, because I just wanted to know what happened, because I needed it. I got hooked. And I thought the best way to do it would be to read the manga, and in doing so, all the rage you get from this anime, from watching these horrible people, I got it. in like a day. like you can progressively get it in the anime, like, oh, that person's horrible, oh, that person's horrible, and it builds up over the course of the week. I got all of that in like 2 days, and I was like, oh man, I hate everyone. And I was just like really angry for like a good week. And like Rachelle was like, what's wrong? I was like, nothing happened, because I couldn't spoil it for her because I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And I was like,
I know, I don't know why you read the manga.
Yeah, and I was like, nothing happened, I'm fine. And she was like, you're clearly not fine. I was like, I read a manga, it was dumb. She was like, did you read Kuzu no Honkai? I was like, no.
I know, she was like, I'm maybe gonna read the manga, and I knew she totally did, and I'm like, why did you do that to yourself?
I don't know, but yeah, I made myself really angry in like a space of 2 days reading that manga, because I had to stop for a bit because I got really angry, and I thought, it's fine, it'll be fine, and then I got really angry.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but in doing that, I kind of steered myself away from like getting too excited for the anime, which is a bad move. But to be fair, the anime is really faithful to the manga. Like, really good.
Yeah.
Like, frame for frame, really good.
And they did a lot of cool, like, framing in the show, like, that kind of almost looked like panels, like the way that they would, like, show characters' faces and stuff. That was, like, I really liked that about this show, like, the way it was.
Yeah, that was really cool. I really liked
cool.
some of the cool metaphor things they did. Like, there's an episode where they go on a date, and the way that's framed is a lot different than the manga, but it's like really good. Like, I appreciate the detail they put into making that kind of connection and metaphor across it. It was really good.
Yeah.
I did enjoy this show. It was all the things that I like in an anime, like shoujo stuff, like shoujo tropes were everywhere, and there were like psychological things in there, and I really like that kind of stuff. So
Me
it was
too.
like awesome, and it was really good, just like kind of rage inducing. And if you like your faith in humanity, you probably shouldn't watch this show.
I know, yeah, the people are all deplorable. They're just horrible people. But it's so, it makes it
interesting people.
So interesting. I know, it's so funny. It was, I think at one point, like halfway through the show, I was like, I literally hate everyone in this show, but I'm so like fascinated by it at the same time. I don't know. It was so fantastic.
Yeah, the main girl, Hanabi, she's really good. She's real good.
Yeah, she is really good. And she develops
the most. Also a very good character.
Oh, the teacher is like the worst of them, but she's like the most interesting to watch.
She's so interesting to watch.
So good.
But yeah, I do agree with you on your take on this one being a lot different from typically shoujo stuff.
Yeah,
like, it's very focused on the bad stuff in a relationship rather than the stuff that goes right, which I think is quite interesting and a cool angle.
Yeah, and I thought it, like, I don't know, a lot of times, like, shoujo can be hit or miss with me. Like, some shoujo I really love, and some, like, you know, I really love, like, Ore Monogatari, and I really love
Akagami.
This one. I love Akagami. Yeah, like, there's some that, like, hit me real great, but then there's some that, like, don't. Like, you're watching a show this season that I was like, no. Like, no way. Mm-hmm. Like, some of it just doesn't hit me, but this one I felt like was just really mature and stuff. Like, I hate that shoujo trope of like, oh, I like him, but I'm not gonna tell him, but I like, and then maybe I like this guy. Like, I hate that, like, you know what I mean? Like, that weird, like, sort of, like, high school-y crush drama, but then, like, nobody's honest and everything. So I liked in this one, like, how kind of, like,
everyone was dishonest and it was fine.
Yeah, everyone was dishonest, but, like, it was in a really, like, crappy way, like, not in like a, I don't know, it was just really different, and I really loved that about this. It was great.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
I probably wouldn't watch it again, but
yeah, I don't know if I'd watch it again, just because it's such a heavy show, and it's like, I feel like part of it was like the drama of where it was going to end up, and now that I know where it ends up, I'm like, I'm good, I'm satisfied. And it was that was another thing I was gonna say about this. One thing I really liked was that it was like really, it was really complete. Like, the 12 episodes really, like, wrapped everything up and, like, was great. Like, I thought it was, like, paced really nicely, and it just kind of, like, it finished and it was done and it was great.
Yeah, it follows the manga really closely as well, which is really good.
Which is nice.
There's no part in the manga that's not in the show.
That's cool.
Like, there's, like, little small scenes,
changes,
but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not major.
That's really cool. Yeah. No, I like that. So, I don't know. I thought it was very well done. But yeah, I don't know if I could watch it again just because like, and it's not like ACCA where like you pick stuff up the second time. It's more just like, oh my God, I'm experiencing these people being awful to each other again.
Again. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so do you want to talk about the last one?
Oh man, the last show that I get to talk about, I had the pleasure of watching Onihei, which is the strangest show that I decided to pick up. Not a show I would have watched if I didn't do this one episode everything kind of parade that I do every single season.
I know.
But yeah, if you don't know what Onihei is about, well, you're in for a treat. It's about a noble man called... Shut up! Called Heizo.
I'm sorry. I just loved your... Well, you're in for a treat.
Well, it's about a noble man called Heizo Hasegawa, who is the greatest samurai who has ever lived, and he basically protects the town as, like, the chief, like, of this group of other samurai, I guess. They're kind of like a police force, kind of. Just like an arson theft patrol is what they call themselves, and they just kind of make sure the village is safe and make sure everyone's, like, okay from, like, bandits and thieves, and it's a very episodic show about how he just lives his life as the best samurai in the world. And Rachelle, it's really good. Like, I know you judge me every day of your entire life.
Okay, I didn't judge you, but I was just like, why?
I sure was thinking it pretty loud.
I was just like, why?
It's really good, that's why. Because it's great. I don't know what it is about it, okay? It's really fun. Some of those scenes are really... It's not, like, super serious, because I thought, like, this kind of style that they had, like, the art style is really, like, gritty and kind of old-timey looking. But I thought, it'll be really serious, and, like, everyone's gonna be, like, old men being like, oh... we gotta protect the village, and all the wars are happening, and we gotta go protect the gemstones and stuff. And, like, oh, the most ancient sword and stuff like that, like usual samurai shows are about.
The ancient sword.
And also Nobunaga was there.
Oh my God, of course he was.
He wasn't there. But a typical samurai show would have had Nobunaga there.
I thought you said he was there, and I was like, oh my God, of course. Like, so...
No, Nobunaga wasn't there, because we have a better one in Heizo Hasegawa over here.
Shocking.
And basically, it was just about his life and how he lived. His family was really cute, too, and it's just everything about it was just an adventure. Like, you could watch any episode of that show, and it wouldn't matter if you watched the last one before it. It was just...
Oh, so it was like
fun.
Episodic?
Yeah, like, no episode carried on from each other. It was all very...
interesting.
Pick it up and go. You didn't really need to pay attention a lot. It was just really straightforward and cool. Also, it was kind of graphic at times, which was fine, but that was really cool.
Yeah, this show just was not for me.
It was so great.
I'm not a huge historical
where I almost cried.
Person. Oh, did you really?
Almost, yeah. There's an episode about Hasegawa's daughter who is, like, adopted, and it's just about how he adopted her and how he's like, it's okay, even if you're adopted, you're still my daughter. And she's like, I'm sorry, I stole your fish this morning.
What?
She knocked over his breakfast, like, earlier on in the episode, and she's like, oh, I thought you hated me because I knocked over your breakfast. He's like, don't be silly, I love you, you're my daughter. And it was great. And my favorite episode is where Hasegawa has this really nice lady. She's the nicest wife in the world. The nicest wife. How Hasegawa lived his life without her, nobody will know. Because, like, there's an episode where he gets really sick, and she's like, now, no drinking alcohol or smoking tobacco until you get better. And he's like, okay, wife, I'll be good. And she goes away. And then his, like, drinking buddies come along, and he's like, guys, let's get smashed into the night. And then he gets even sicker. And then she's like, how did this happen? And he was like, I don't know, wife. I don't even know how it happened. I didn't have any alcohol. And she's like, really? And it's, like, the best. It's the best. Oh
my gosh.
I love this show. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I'm not sorry I watched it.
I'm glad.
Make no mistake.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. This is
I
definitely
did enjoy
not
it.
a show.
It's not a
that
show
I
for
would-
everyone. It's
no.
just kind of silly and
It's funny
silly
to me that you
serious.
say it's silly because it looks like such a serious show.
It does look like a really serious show, but it's actually really silly and weird. There's one episode where a guy goes on patrol, but then he doesn't want to go on patrol, really. So he goes to a whorehouse. and like, he's like, cool, if I go on patrol, I can go to all the brothels I want. And that's his plan for the entire episode. He just sneaks out on patrol. He's like, I'm going on patrol now. I'll protect the city. And he goes to a brothel instead.
Wow. Wow.
And Hasegawa was like, why did you choose a patrol of all times to go to a brothel? And he's like, I don't know, I didn't think this for you.
Wow. Oh my.
10 out of 10, best show.
Wow. I have no words.
It's a fun show.
I don't even have any
fun
questions for you because this is just such a you thing to watch that I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. Much like Rachelle, who has a show that she's not sure of the entire season, I have one show that I throw every ounce of my devotion to.
Yes, you do.
And it's this show.
You do. I know. I always have my weird like.
Last season it was non-baka, and now it's Onihei.
Non-baka. And Joker Game.
Oh, Joker Game was bad, real bad.
Joker Game was like
so
next
much.
level of.
Oh, I love Joker Game.
Oh, it was great. But yeah, so that's our. Are you good with Onihei?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I
It's
just wanted to
surprising
double-
we were done.
I know that's our. We didn't watch very much this season, so I feel like our next wrap up will be a little bit longer. But that's our wrap up. So we kind of are gonna say we can just give you guys like our top picks, basically. We won't give more than 3 each season, but we'll give at least one top pick. So for me, my top picks this season would definitely be ACCA and Kuzu no Honkai. I thought those were the most entertaining, and they were the ones that I looked forward to the most every week. So,
As much as I would love to say everyone go watch Onihei, but I can't. So I'm gonna
You
say
could.
everyone should definitely. Everyone should definitely go watch Kobayashi's Maid Dragon because that's really good, and also ACCA is very good. If you're into that kind of slow stuff, it'll be slow at first, but it'll
Yeah,
pick up,
it will.
and
It does
be
pick up,
It'll be
though.
worth it. I promise.
it's totes worth it.
It is.
Well, there you go.
We did it.
We did it. So if you guys want to comment about what you guys watched, or if we missed something and you're like, what, you didn't watch blank? You should have watched blank.
You didn't watch. I don't remember any of the other shows that were out.
You didn't watch Fuka.
You didn't watch Fuka. Blah blah blah. You didn't watch Minami's Biking Club.
You didn't watch Spirit Pact.
What? You didn't watch Chaos Child?
Oh man, I almost watched Chaos Child. Funny story.
You did.
I did almost watch that one, but I dropped it after episode 2, I think, or
It's
3.
like, what? You didn't watch Kimono Friends?
Oh god, no. Thank God.
I probably would have watched Kimono Friends. If
What?
someone
It
had
was
told
so
me to.
bad. Oh my god, we could not have this discussion right now. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no. So if you're
sound
like,
so offended. Oh my god.
I was, because it was so bad. It was so boring, and the animation was horrible. Okay, anyway. But okay, so if you guys have stuff like that, or if you disagree with any of our things, we'd love to have a conversation about what you guys liked and didn't like from winter 2017.
Woo.
Do you have anything you want to plug or say before we head out?
I do not. Do you?
No. I mean, go to our YouTubes. We
sing musics.
we sing music. Yeah, I think that's kind of all of our stuff.
Yeah.
So
We did it.
We will see you guys for our spring 2017 At a Glance podcast.
Woohoo.
And much later for our wrap up one too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Woo! So talk to you guys later.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Woo.
Woo! Bye.